Ayo.
Be part of the best pro wrestling podcast on the internet today.
What?
Not only is it too hot to handle, but I'm too cold to hold.
What?
Head on over to patreon.com/uncensored and you can be a part of the greatest thing that ever happened in your life.
What?
Can you dig it? Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a serious problem in the wrestling community. And I mean serious. I mean a problem so problematic that it changes the entire landscape of the wrestling community. And that problem is negativity. That problem is not being objective. The times of being a wrestling fan, simply because you love the product, simply because you enjoy watching your favorite superstars compete in the middle of a ring, seem to be far away. We seem to have gone so far from the roots of what being a professional athlete, what being sports entertainers, what being professional wrestlers was all about. And I blame a lot of these big podcasters, these big YouTubers, these big people that think because they have a couple hundred subscribers, they have a couple thousand views, that they are larger than life. They know what the fuck they're talking about. Well, let me tell you one thing. The very people that claim to know all this crap don't know what the hell they're talking about. Which is kind of funny, because I will sit here, right now, and I will look each and every one of you in your eyes at this very moment. And I will tell you, with all honesty, I know what the hell I'm talking about. I know when to say it, when not to say it. I know psychology. I'm not a professional wrestler, but I've paid attention to this shit since I was born. I was born in 1995, which was a pretty ripe era to be born into being a professional wrestling fan. So I know the ins and outs of good storytelling, the ins and outs of good matches, the ins and outs of psychology. I know what it's like to see the good, the bad, the ugly. So it pisses me off when you have these big wrestling channels, these big wrestling podcasts, these big wrestling personalities claim to be bigger than what they are. Claim to know it all, claim to be the top of the game, right? And all they do is go on Twitter and bash the product. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and over again, wishing for a different outcome. So if the product is so bad, and all you do is say how bad it is, why are you constantly watching it? Should you be administered to a psychological test? Should you be put inside of a life jacket in a white foam room? Do you need medication? Is everything all right in your life? Because I can think of several different things that are great about the business. So instead of choosing to talk about the greatness, I'm gonna do nothing but sit here and talk about the negative stuff and something that might even not be, it might not even be like it might be 10 out of 20 in terms of negativity, but you decide to blast it as it is full blown negativity. I don't understand. These people are role models, whether you like it or not. There's younger people, there's teenagers just now getting into the community as a fan. They're just now opening their eyes to something so immaculate as the wrestling industry. People that are looking at other people as guidance, right? So what are they going to do? They're going to look for the people that are going to be the big voices of the community, the people that are going to be the faces of the community. So when they want to learn about the business that they're just now getting into, instead of being able to have positive, 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 all they're going to see is negative, 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 negative. And I've made a video about a particular person in the past, and I feel the same way then as I do now, as I will tomorrow and the month after that. People, you choose to be negative because it hurts you too much to be positive. People have built their entire reputations on being demonstrative, being opinionated. But the problem is your opinions aren't valid because you only skew them one way. If every tweet you have is negative, 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 why the fuck would I look at your podcast or your channel or listening to it? Like two of my favorite wrestling podcasters or personalities are Steve and Larson of Going in Raw. Excuse me. You can look them up on Twitter at Real Going in Raw. But the reason why I love Steve and Larson, not just because of the content in which they create, right? Two great friends want nothing but to talk about professional wrestling. But the manner in which they talk about professional wrestling is professional in itself. Right? You don't want you don't want LeBron James to go out there week in, week out, press conference after the game, and he's nothing but shitting on his teammates, right? Because that's not going to do anything except for turn his teammates against him. And then in the eye of public opinion, the public court, that will make LeBron James look like a shitty human being, right? Steven and Larson pride themselves on being objective. Objective is the most important thing to being a fan of anything, especially professional wrestling, where professional wrestling is real, but it's scripted. You have to be objective. You have to, Black Panther. There was a heel. There was a protagonist and an antagonist, right? But if you're objective, you're open-minded, you can 100% empathize with the antagonist. That doesn't mean you necessarily root for him, but you understand. You can empathize. You can feel why they are doing what they're doing, right? So Steve and Larson, they pride themselves on being open-minded, on being objective. They give you the good and they give you the bad. They speak positively, and if something deserves to be spoken negatively about, they will do it. But they will not go overboard with it to the point where it makes no sense. If the whole Jinder Mahal thing, there were plenty of times when they mentioned how decent Jinder was. They gave him his praise while also being able to note the negativity in this storyline, in his run. They didn't have to praise him 100% of the time, especially when he deserves some type of negativity or sometimes some type of criticism. But that didn't mean that they had to criticize him 1,000% of the time. You praise where praise is needed, and you criticize where criticism is needed. They aren't mutually exclusive. So Steve and Larson, not only do they have great content and the manner in which they speak and their relationship together, but they are one of the only podcasts that I can think of where if you go and you watch and you listen, they will give you point A why this is good, and they will give you point B why this is bad. And they aren't going to they aren't here to manipulate your minds. They aren't here to skew your views. They aren't here. This isn't a political race. They aren't here to win you over when you or defeat you in any type of way. They give point A why this is good or point B why this is bad, and it is up to you, the viewer, to come up with your own views on the situation. Steve and Larson, I respect them as creators, but I respect them as human beings at the same time because they understand what this business is all about. As a fan, they truly are fans just giving their opinions on the product that they see. They aren't here to brag about a certain superstar being the best ever when in reality they might not be, but it's because they said so, so that's the truth, and they're going to stick to it. No. They're open-minded, objective. They're going to give you the good and the bad. And that's what you want from a person that's supposed to be talking about the product. Not somebody that's going to be negative the entire time. Because negativity does nothing but hurt you. It doesn't hurt them. No matter how many times you shit on something, that doesn't mean Vince McMahon is going to turn around and change it because you said so. As a matter of fact, that's the reason why he doesn't do shit. No matter how many times you, as a big YouTuber, big podcaster, think you know shit, think you're hot shit, right? No matter how many times you shit on Roman Reigns, that doesn't mean that Vince McMahon is going to change his narrative because you want him to change the narrative. No. So either you shut the fuck up and you start to be objective and you start to really pay attention to Roman Reigns as a character, as a performer. Unless you do that, then your points on him are invalid because your points will always be skewed towards the negative direction. If you don't say anything positive about somebody, then everything that they do has to be shit, according to you, because you never give them any type of recollection. And people wonder why they go to Access or they go to any other wrestling signage and appearances and events, and they walk up to somebody to a wrestler and they want to get their autograph, they want to get a shirt, a picture. And then they're shocked that wrestler doesn't want to do anything with them. They don't want to take a picture with them. They want to fucking kill them if they could, but instead they're going to just chew their asses out because you do nothing but talk shit about people or talk shit about the product. So why do I, as a wrestler, want to have anything to do with you if you're making your name and you're making money off of talking shit about me and talking shit about the business that I love? That's ass backwards, is it not? talking shit about something, but then going around trying to be cool with the same people. Because in some parts of the world, in some parts of this country, you try to be two-faced like that, bad things will happen to you. More than just getting your ass chewed out or having the wrestler call security to escort you out. And people wonder why people do things like this. And then you want to go back and try to talk shit about the person after they were chewing your ass out, even though you deserved it. Back in the day, there was no stan accounts. There was no such thing as being a stan, because the product wasn't at a point where, or the community wasn't at a point where we need to pick and choose sides and pick and choose wrestlers. It was all about, this is great. Let's enjoy the moment. Let's enjoy the superstars. Now it's, this person is the best no matter what. So fuck any and everybody else in this industry. So being objective is the most important part of being a wrestling fan. Because if you are not objective in wrestling, then what are you in life? What are you in life? A sport that is scripted. It's scripted. This ain't people going out. This ain't Roman Reigns going out saying, "Give me Brock Lesnar week in, week out." No, that's his boss scripting him to face Brock Lesnar week in, week out. So why are you mad at Roman Reigns? Be mad at the boss. Or just shut the fuck up and let it ride. And if 5 years from now they doing the same thing, okay, give them negativity. Break off a piece of your mind in the negative fashion in which you already do. But that time it will be warranted. Because at that point, it will truly be insanity, which is the same thing in which a lot of these people on YouTube, on any podcast form, on Twitter, social media, all that crap, you want to be negative because you think it's cool. You want to be negative because you think you know what the fuck you're talking about. But if you knew what you were talking about, then your whole moniker, your whole reputation wouldn't be negative in the first place. People will look at you and be like, okay, he's respectable because he talks both, because he gives the views of both sides and says why this is that and this is that and why this works and this doesn't. But they don't tell you why you should feel the same way. They put the facts out there and they let you decide. They put out reasonings and explanations, but at the end of the day, they let you come up with your own ideas, your own thoughts, your own beliefs on the situation. That's the problem. All these big namers think that they're larger than life. They think just because they're famous on YouTube that their opinions mean shit. How many times do I do during Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live? I never see them talk about NXT, but yet they talk about NXT. I never see their tweets incorporate the NXT tag or talk about anything with NXT. I never see that. But yet they always talk about it. So do you really like the business or no? Are you really a fan of the business or no? Or are you just along for the ride? Or are you just faking it till you make it? Because it sounds to me, a lot of that shit you say seems to be fake to me. Because nobody can be negative 9 times out of 10 for 3 hours, or for 2 hours, or for 1 hour. Nobody can find 9 times out of 10 that there's something wrong with the show. But everything you say is negative. Why? Everything that these people say is negative. Whether it's just standing one superstar and making death threats and racial epithets, all that crap towards other superstars because their superstar is the best, making stand accounts, putting that superstar as their profile picture, all that type of crap. People stalking superstars, stealing Sasha Banks' hair, and people wonder why she might look mad in a picture at the airport. Yes, because I just flew halfway across the country, and people drove halfway across the country with my airplane just to get to me at the airport. Sometimes just let these people live. Just let people live, man. You want to stand account, you want to stand a superstar. That's cool. But you standing a superstar and then you being racist or being derogatory towards other superstars simply because they aren't your superstar, that's totally different. I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan. I'm a Los Angeles Chargers fan. I'm a Dallas Stars fan. I'm a New York Yankees fan. But just because I'm a fan of all those teams, that doesn't mean I'm gonna go around to San Antonio. I'm gonna go around to Cleveland. I'm gonna go to Golden State. I'm gonna go to New York, and I'm gonna talk shit about all these other teams. And I'm gonna talk shit to all their fans outside of the realm of the actual sport. Outside of, LeBron James sucks, or Kevin Durant sucks. He can't shoot a basketball to save his life. Outside of the realm of the sport, because once you take it away from the sport, then your whole point is invalid. Anything that you say means nothing anymore. Look, I'm just keeping it real, yo. I'm just keeping it real. Uncensored is hosted and created by me. I'm here to talk about a business that I was born into, technically. Not born into it because my parents or something was in the business. No, I was born into an era in which can be regarded as the most important era in the business's history, right? I grew up watching Hot Product in WCW versus Hot Product in WWF at the time. And great story versus great story. Great promo, great promo. Great match, great match. Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer. So I'm pretty sure I know what the hell I'm talking about. Because for 22 years, I've done nothing but look at Monday Night Raw, look at SmackDown on Tuesdays, Thursdays, or Fridays, WCW on Monday, Thunder on Thursdays, NXT. I've looked at TNA on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, New Japan, ROH, Wrestling Society X, if you want to take it there. So for 22 years of my life, I've done nothing but love professional wrestling, sports entertainment. So my talking comes from a place of this is what I remember, this is what I envision, this is what I believe, this is what I think should happen, this is what I know should happen, This is what shouldn't happen. This makes sense. This doesn't make sense. This was cool. This wasn't cool. Objective all across the board. Not negative all across the board, but let me watch it anyway. Just so I can say something else negative about the situation. I'm going to watch it because I love the business. And no matter how bad Jinder Mahal was, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop watching WWE. It just means that I just don't love Jinder Mahal. People in discussion. But you got these people out here talking shit about Jinder Mahal, making it seem like they're done with the WWE. But 30 minutes later, they come out with another tweet about the show. The next week, they come out with another tweet about the product, about the brand, about the company. So, do you really mean what you say? Or are you faking it until you eventually make it? Because at the end of the day, you want to be like Sam Roberts. You want to be like Pete Rosenberg. You want to be like Pat McAfee. You want to be Bruce Pritchard. At the end of the day, you want to be where these people are. There's a reason why Vince Russo failed. And you might not be able to see it, but I'm spitting when I say failed. There's a reason Vince Russo failed after he left the WWF and went to WCW. There's a reason he failed. And it's because he thought the success of the WWF was solely because of himself. He thought he was hot shit. He went to WCW and made it hot shit in a negative way. Because he thought he was the shit. And that's what a lot of you think. Especially some of you that think that because you sound like Vince Russo, then you know what you're talking about. You cosplay as Vince Russo like that's a brilliant thing. There's a reason he failed outside of WWF. Because he thought he was the shit. And then he went someplace where he thought he was going to be the shit, and he realized he doesn't do anything except make shit. He went to TNA, and what did he do? He made shit. Did he not? A lot of you think you're shit. A lot of you think you're hot. A lot of you think you know it all. A lot of you think you are the best. A lot of you think that. A lot of you think that. But I'm here to let you know. I'm here to let you know. This is uncensored, so I'm telling you the truth. I'm here to let you know. If nobody's ever told you in your life, I'm here to let you know. Right here, right now. I'm here to let you know. You think you hot shit? You ain't nothing unless you learn how to change your ways. Long story short, you think you hot shit, but you're not hot shit. Do you understand this shit? It is what it is. The problem with the wrestling community is all of you who are not objective to the product. All of you that choose to be actively negative towards the product, as if there's nothing positive to come out. You probably said 58 negative things this week about the 3 shows that have happened. About Raw, SmackDown, NXT. You're going to say something negative about Backlash, as if there wasn't one singular positive thing in total out of all those shows this week. You think you the shit, but you're not the shit. And make sure you go subscribe, you like, comment, at Real Going In Raw, Steven Larson. Hit them on Twitter at Real Going In Raw, on YouTube Going In Raw, on Twitter MF Steve here for Steve. That's his personal Twitter account. Joy of Bearding, that's Larson's Twitter account. Make sure you support those two guys. Make sure you support those two guys, because those two guys will tell you the truth, and the truth isn't negative all the time. They will tell you positive, and they will tell you negative. But what they say makes sense. What they say isn't just them saying it just to say it. So you go support those guys. Support them on Patreon. Support them on here. Support them on Twitter. Support them on Twitch. All that crap that they got, support them. Support me too. New wave of Uncensored is coming. And I hope y'all understand. I'm gonna have my foot on a lot of y'all necks. Foot. I'm gonna take my foot out your asses, and then I'm gonna step on your necks. That's just the way it is. I'm Uncensored.